Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Ragnamod VII. This is episode 12, I believe, and today we are finally going to get started on our farm, our farming district. And I have the central area. I finally got it figured out. I got a design that I liked. I got a schematic for it and everything. So we're going to get started on that today. So if we come over here, and I'm going to give you all a little tour of kind of what I'm looking at. Now get ready for the lag because it's about to go crazy. So this is kind of what we're doing. Of course, these pillars are going to be filled in, but this is kind of the schematic that I got going on right now, and I'm super happy with it. I think it looks super good, and I really like the way that it looks and everything. So I thought I did pretty good with it. Maybe not though, but I was pretty happy with it. So we're gonna go with it. And this is going to be like our central spot for this farming district area. So I'm going to take this, and we're going to put it into the schematic cannon. And I already got all of the materials gathered. Literally everything has been gathered, and we're all set up. There might be a couple more blocks here and there that we'll need. But, yeah, this is our entire thing. The worst part was getting, like, the 4,000 smooth quartz, but we have enough quartz. All I had to do was just sit here and craft it with the masons and philosopher and carpenters upgrade, and it really wasn't all that bad. But yeah, so I'm gonna go sleep first. Okay, now that it's daytime again, we're gonna get this schematic cannon started. So all we gotta do is literally just hit play, and it's gonna sit here and it's gonna start placing. Now, this is going to take a hot minute, and I'm just going to, while that happens, I'm just going to sit AFK probably over here, and we'll come back when it's done. Okay, guys, we have finished the build. I went ahead and put in all the frame blocks and everything we needed. I think it looks pretty good. I still need to finish the elevator, and the top floor is very bare, and I guess so is the bottom floor. But we killed a villager, or the pillagers, not a villager. We're not genocidal. But this is all done, and we can now get started with actually designing the farm, which I have not actually done yet, but I'm kind of thinking like a vertical-esque looking thing, and oh my god, it's really struggling to load in, but like a vertical kind of greenhouse looking thing is based off like Japanese architecture, because I think it'd look cool. But anyways, I just want to give you all a quick update on the farms, on how they're doing. I added eggs. I did a lot of work off camera. So you'll notice these chickens and all of this stuff is like new. And we have a ton of precision mechanisms because we're going to need about 200,000 precision mechanisms later. So I figured that we just go ahead and craft a bunch of them now. So we are currently in the process of crafting a bunch of them now. And they're getting crafted up so we can use them later. And yeah, it is quite the process, but we should have enough by probably tomorrow at some point. I'll stop this press from pressing them, and we should have enough in that drawer right there for us to complete it. But I added a netherite chicken from Landon, egg chicken from Landon, and a iron chicken from Landon. And we're getting a ton because this was like chewing through all of my iron, so I had to add a bunch of that stuff. We now have 4.5 million buckets of experience on top of whatever's in here, and it's working quite well actually. But yeah, so it's good, and I added another thing to this one. So we now have crimsite, and this crimsite is actually used to turn into. It turns into, if I can get it in time, it turns into crushed raw iron and iron. And I used that before I got the chicken because I didn't know Landon had one. And then I took it. But don't worry, we made more. So if I go over to here, I also have a bunch more stuff over here that I have not shown y'all. So we have a ton of wood now, and that's from I added these, and I got all of this set up. But also, we have nether stars. So we have 200,000 nether stars because Landon made this chicken, and we only have 6 of them. But Landon made this chicken, and it is insane how overpowered this is. Like, we get a ridiculous amount of nether stars, like for basically nothing because we stole the chickens from Landon. So, oh boy, that's full. How did that get so full? I don't even know how that got full. But I crafted another one of these so that way we could actually use it. And as you can see, this clearly filled up, and this is almost full. So we'll definitely be needing that here soon. But we have a ridiculous amount of nether stars, which is odd because I don't even know, is this thing even working anymore? Priority? Yeah, set. I don't even know if this is working right now. It might be because I said something off. Let me come up here. I need to change this back to 1. I might have broken something. I'm really not sure. And that's why it's so full. But anyways, if we go back, now that I've been thoroughly distracted, we can come up here and see. I want to get the refined storage, or I want to get the dimension. And I want to get the dimension card. So actually, not the dimension card. It's the infinite range. Infinity range. Yes, this one. So in order to get this, we're going to need this. So we need all of these. And we're going to need 3 of them, I believe. So 1. What is the other thing we need? So we need these. So we literally just need 3 of these. And it is not bad at all. And then boom, boom. We should be able to get 1 more. If I can craft it. Okay, so we got range upgrade. And all we need is this weight. For the I don't need at dimension. I think this might actually be yes. Okay, so I'm actually gonna make just some patterns for this because I don't want to craft it. That seems like a lot of effort, and I just, as Landon says, like to auto craft random crafting recipes because I'm good at it. So it's just like that. You gotta auto craft everything, And I don't even know if we have a recipe for this, but I'm gonna go ahead and decide that we do now. So if we go to range, yeah, so we do not. So if we come over to our freaking massive crafter unit now that I have thoroughly filled up with a ridiculous amount of items, we can just put this in here, all that in there, run over to our system crafter that's here, and craft an infinity range. No, not infinity. A dimensional range card. If we craft this dimensional card, we should have it in just a second, and we will actually have infinite range, like completely infinite for our grid. If I can refine, should be this wireless transmitter. I think we have one at the other base that's already set up. So we go to Connor base. We can come up here, throw this in here, and then We should have infinite range, even though it says 16 blocks. We come over here. Do I have a keybind? Hold on. All right, guys. So we are back in. As you can see, I got it finally working. It really didn't take that long, but basically, we ran out of power, so I had to go back and figure out why that was happening. But now everything is all sorted. We have it good to go. We can see and access all of our items. We don't even have to all of our items are right here. We don't even have to worry about it. Although I don't know why everything's moving around like that. It's kind of just I don't know. I don't really know what it's doing. But if we go to let's say the Nether, we go to the fortress, we should still be able to access all of our items. So we don't even have to worry about all this. We just go back into our inventory, and we don't even have to worry about it. Everything's back. Boom. We are all good to go. Everything is in shape. We don't even have to worry about our backpack anymore. We can yeet everything back into our storage system, and hopefully it all works out. Especially with our new 256k item thing, and we can honestly craft up quite a few more of those. I think I have power. We do not seem to be liking our power situation right now. What is going on our base? Let's go check this out. Are we actually genuinely running out of power? How much power is this thing consuming? It's using 10,000 per tick. Gain. How much is this generating per tick? Generates 40k FE per tick. So we should be generating plenty. Plenty. Maybe that's why it's glitching. If we get a point, it's not even gonna. Oh, we got it in time. Okay, so we have a point now. If we stick the point on the back of here, on the back of that controller, we don't even get to the back of that controller. We cannot get to the back of that controller. So we're going to have to come under this controller and pop one there, and hopefully we should be able to go the matrix. And it is no longer having a spasm, which is always good. When things don't spasm, it's good. So that is transferring good. This is getting... Oh boy. So it is... What is it inputting? What is our input? Flux plug 10,000 FE per tick. And we are using 537. So are we not... It says max. So are we not pumping enough lava into this? Or what? What is going... Let me do some reading. Alright, guys. Reading, among other things, have been completed as of right now. So I had to get more of these nitro magmators with magma. And I was experiencing issues also with these disk drives, but that's a story for another time. But basically they were full and I had to extract them using a disk manipulator, and it was a fun time. But everything's now working. We got all of our storage and all of our power. We have excess amounts of power, which is good. I had to we basically went over to Lightning Space and crafted a few more of these because we have infinite nether stars now. And I also set up an automation for our lapis, because I want to get hyper experience at some point. But in order to get that, we're going to need glow ink, which is not fun to get. So we will get that at some point, just not today. Another thing that we needed to get was this phyto soil. Phyto soil is something we need to get. And I've set up crafting recipes for all that, and we need phyto grow. It comes from apatite, niter, and sand. We have we have sand, but if we come over to Landon's little area, so we go to land to Colt, and we come over here, maybe over here. Yeah, he's got plenty of it. So if we come up here, we can get niter. Oh wait, hold on, niter. If he has any, he does. So we'll just grab like 2 stacks of that deep slate niter ore. Apparently, oh yeah, it doesn't stack because this is my inventory. And then we can come apatite. And let's see if they got any. Landon does not appear to have any app, or maybe it's app. Yes, I just spelled it wrong. Okay, so now we got that set up, and I'm actually going to get Landon a sophisticated. We're going to give him another one of these, so that way it can just like. Oh, where is that? Only two upgrades. Where did it go? There it is. I don't think it's letting us put it in for whatever reason. That's kind of dumb. That should be changed in that mod. But anyways, if we go back to our base, Connor base, we can come out here and then grab our construction wand and then just place this all down. And I'll get this all placed down and we can mine it. So the niter has been collected, and so is the apatite. And I've created some recipes. So we need a recipe for niter dust. So we just put that in the crushing recipes. And then if we come downstairs and come over to this one, we can see that we have a recipe for this and a recipe for this. So we're going to need a bunch of that phyto grow soil. I don't know exactly how much, but I'd like to have quite a large amount. So if we go to here, I want to see if we can craft like 4,096. I think it's actually 4,296 is exactly the stack number. Dirt. Extremely low on dirt and a little bit low on apatite. So dirt, I actually want to create a farm for dirt later, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that right now because it's just like completely unnecessary to do. I mean, we could get a dirt chicken, but I also feel like that's a bit unnecessary. And we're not in mechanism yet, so we definitely can't do that. Sludge refiner to dirt. Yeah, I think our best option here is I'm gonna go find some dirt and I'll be back momentarily. Okay, so I have gathered a bunch of phyto soil from thermal in order to make a bunch of different stuff. Really, we're gonna be able to use this to like grow some crops and we can till it and then just grow a bunch of different crops really fast. And I've gotten all the foods that we're gonna need towards the end of this, and this is all of the stuff that we need for all those foods, which is a lot of stuffs. And it's probably going to take a hot minute to make all that, but I'm going to hop into a creative world and start getting the farm design is there. I just have to figure out where to put them over in our little farming district. It's kind of like a modular, vertical looking greenhouse is kind of what I'm going for. So I'm kind of thinking that we just stack them around. Like you can maybe like one there, maybe one like there, and maybe one over there, and one back there, and maybe one up here. So that way we have a bunch of different modular designs for all of our different stuff. And we're gonna need pecans as well, and that comes from tree. We'll probably have. I'm trying to avoid using bonsai pots, even though it is the more efficient way, just because it looks cooler this way. But if you were going for pure efficiency, just use the bonsai pots. Well, we're going to use that for a couple of the trees that we'll need for this stuff, and maybe if we need more things. But yeah, that's kind of the design, and we're going to have a bunch of like mixers and all sorts of different things in here that are going to help us with that. And this guy needs to. He's gone now. He vanished. Okay, that works. And I also want to get some chocolate, so chocolate actually sounds good, so we're gonna get some cocoa beans too for all that stuff. But so that's the plan for all this different stuff. Now to get milk, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of like almond and sugar. You can combine almonds and sugar in a heated basin to get milk. That is actually pretty interesting. Almonds and sugar to get, I guess, almond milk. That's actually super cool. But how do we get this? I bet milk. There's milk. There's a cow in a jar. Cow in a jar. That's probably going to be the easiest way to get a ton of milk. Is we can straight up just extract it right out the cow. And we can have a couple of those. And we can literally use fluid pipes to extract it straight out the cow. So that's going to be definitely the easiest method of getting that done. So we'll probably do it that way. And as far as the rest of this stuff goes, we have majority of it. We just need to get we need tomatoes, which we have thermal cultivation tomatoes. So I wanted others tomatoes. But onion seeds, what does that grow into? What are these onions? I guess it really doesn't matter which kind we use. It all turns into the same stuff. So, but I would like to use since we already have that, we're going to need lettuce. Do we have lettuce seeds? We have wheat, elderberry, bell pepper, tomato, strawberry, rice, radish, onion. It does not appear as though we have any rice, or not rice. What did I need? I would prefer to use the other rice though, like the super tall growing rice, So it looks cooler that way. But we might have to use the thermal cultivation because rice looks kind of funky because the way that it grows is kind of funky. So we might actually have to use the thermal cultivation rice, unfortunately. But, it is what it is. And I don't know how long today's episode is, but that might be it. And we might get started on these next episode. And if it's not, it's not.